I met a gypsy.
All right, Jason Gang. Does the Prado situation make it more difficult for teams to bring a rider? Oh, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have thoughts on this. I'm going to continue. Does it make it more difficult for teams to bring riders over from Europe? In my opinion, I'd think if a rider was having to switch manufacturers when landing in America, both parties would be hesitant, considering MXGP spec bikes don't have the manufacturer rules. Thoughts? Thanks for all the wicked content. I just added that last bit. He didn't actually say that. What do you think, Griff? I'll go to you first, mate. You've been a wealth of knowledge so far in this pod. Our man on the ground at MXGP.
What about, are you more like speaking about the Coonans coming over?
No, this is just a general. Does it make it more difficult for teams to bring riders over from Europe?
What, because of
how Prado the Prado fail?
I don't think so, because I feel like Prado had that reputation over there already, like being kind of like what he wanted was what he wanted kind of thing. But I feel like that it's not always like that. But yeah, I could be wrong.
I agree.
I don't know. It depends. Like, if you've got a rider that can easily adapt. I mean, look at Hurlings when he came to Ironman 2017.
Yep.
Stock, not stock, but
I rest my case, yeah. Ronan says.
It's like, I just think Prado is an outlier with that.
I don't think the Coonans would be like the same thing. I don't think so.
So there was a period of time where people wanted Aussies in the US. Chad had his success. Then you had McFarlane, you had Burner, you had Medi. We had a run, and people started looking at us. And then Reardon.
Mossy.
And Mossy. And we really, until the Lawrences, but the Lawrences didn't mean shit because they went to Europe. They went like around it, right? Yep. But I can tell you for a fact that teams stopped looking at Australian riders after the failed experiment. That whole thing just Aussie stock dropped dramatically. Yep. So that from Brandon Hurry, that is a good question because I've lived through that. But I agree with you, and I agree with you.
Do you think the eyes are back on the Aussies now with Minia?
Well,
Wood, Cannon,
Tiger, Cannon,
Owens.
Yeah, I just think that there's these like generational cycles.
I see it right now.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So I think
because all the four guys that we just named right now literally race each other.
Yeah.
As kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the same age.
Yeah.
18, 19.
Medi, Chad, Burner, McFarlane. And like there was probably guys that like, dude, Jay Marmont did well in the US. Like really.
Yeah.
You know.
Craig Anderson.
Yeah. Ando. You had Ferris that did good when he was there. You know, like I mean, the problem I think is when guys race 450s and then they go and they try and kickstart a 250 career. Yeah. Like, as I think that if Reardon went and raced a 450, like he would have done better. But also there was like just so many stories about him just like partying and, you know, like the whole time that he was there. So it's like if you go there and take it super seriously and you're winning on a 450, you should go on a 450. You know, like even guys like Webster to go and be on a 250. Like it's almost a different sport. You know, so that's why I think when you go there, if you're young and you go through the ranks, but yeah, like I think it's harder for guys that they dominate 450 and then they go back to 250. Like it's just that whole thing, it just restarts a whole process. But yeah, I think there's like this generational gap, right? Where you see, so like we had the Chads and the Burners and the Medis and the Sharkies to like look up to. And then it inspires that next generation. And that was like the Mosses and Simmons and they failed. So like that was like, and not failed, but you know, like Jake had some good races, but they all ended up back here. They didn't have the career that the other guys had, right? Yep. And then it kind of like leaves a gap where it takes a really long time to like, you almost need one guy to go and another guy to go. Like, it's so hard to get to America from Australia.
Yeah.
And now I think the Lawrences have paved the way massive. And then you've got guys over there that you can talk to and you can ask for help and you can get advice and you get a foot in the door and you can go train with them. And so then you're seeing more Aussies start to go over there. And now there's this whole other generation that like has the Lawrences. New Zealand's, dude, New Zealand might win a Motocross of Nations in like 5 years.
Oh, they'll have such a good team.
Bro.
They have some depth too.
Cole and both Townley brothers.
Coppins.
You got the young Coppins. You've got Verhoeven.
Connolly will be in his prime by then too.
Connolly.
Jesus.
Like, dude, New Zealand might win a Motocross of Nations in 5 years' time, 3 years' time. Like, it's so, yeah, I think that there's like this kind of generational thing. But on the Prado front, yeah, I think that you're right.
Go for Prado.
You know, I think that he did have a reputation of being very my way or the highway in Europe, and he was in a place where they could really make the bike for him. The bike had a lot of power. I don't buy the power thing, to be completely honest. But I mean, I'm not Prado. But yeah, there's more limitations. Cowie is notorious for like not working with guys, but then you hear from everyone that they moved heaven and earth to try and make him happy. They went to club, like they did all the things. I just think that Jorge made up his mind very early in the process that it wasn't going to work. And I think that when you make up your mind, it's very hard to change it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got people around that agree with you or want to like validate your thinking, also makes, you know, like you just end up living in that space where like, this is the problem and this is what I need. And I think he just put a lot of pressure on himself, you know, like he wasn't that far off Jet at times where he raced him in Europe for like Motocross of Nations and stuff like that. And like it's like all signs point to yes, you know, like I'm like, dude, once he gets outdoors, like he's amazing. And it just didn't shake out, you know? So I think it's like a combination of the pressure he had on him, new team, new environment, new bike, new living. Like, dude, going to America and starting fresh is hard. When you're the man in Europe, you've got everything dialed, like new everything. So yeah, I just think Trey kind of said it right. It was like a recipe for disaster. But to answer Brandon's question, I don't think it deters people. Like the Coonans are going to race the West Coast Supercross, I'm pretty sure. They've wanted to be in America for a long time. They're like young enough in their career. And if you go through the last few years, Vial 2 Supercross championships, Ferrandis won 3 championships. Like
3 championships.
The guys that have come over have done well. So if Kyle Wolf came over, he would do well. Like, so yeah, I just think, yeah, Prado's a bit of an outlier, and it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. And the KTM thing there's like problems. Are people reporting about the monster thing?
Yep.
Is that like out there?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And if I'm Monster, no. Like, we signed you. You signed here. We've been paying you. Like, business is business. Business is a cold world at times. And if you don't always get what you want in business, and sometimes when you sign on the dotted line, people can hold you to that, you know? So, yeah, hearing some crazy stuff around where he might go. Wants to be on a KTM. There's currently a team that has monster support that rides a KTM. Justin Hill. So, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
That could get weird. But I love Jorge. Great guy. Very, very nice guy. So I wish him nothing but the best, and I want to see him reach his full potential.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, I'm cheering for it. I'm rooting for him. This didn't work. I hope that there's a clear path forward to where he can be successful.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.